Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This time we are going to compare the iPhone 4 versus the brand new iPhone 5. So there are a lot of differences, and if you're new to Apple, there is always a generation which has an S after the letters. For example, that's the iPhone 4 and there's a 4S, so that's not the next gen after this. There's a 4S between, but we don't own one, so I can't show you it, but not that much of a deal, because it's definitely more useful upgrade from such a phone, from the iPhone 4 or 3GS, than from a 4S upgrading to this. I would still say you could stick with this easily, but whatever. So first off, both of them support the latest versions of iOS, obviously, and this is has a specified version for it. That this has 602. I can show you that if you want to. And the other one has just 601. Just go down there. There it is. And that's just a random iPhone here. Finally got my hands on an iPhone 4. Another one because I always capture the things with my iPhone 4, so never could actually show you. So you can see, where is it? 601, 602. So that's just the Wi-Fi issue solved on the iPhone 5, so that's why it's not available for the other iOS devices, and that's kind of strange because mostly every iOS version was available for every iOS device which supports it. Whatever. So there are quite a lot of differences between these speed-wise. If we go to Geekbench here, that's just the little benchmarking program. Let's go to the iPhone 4 here. That's an Apple A4 single-core processor running at 800 MHz. It has just 505 megs of RAM. Sometimes it displays more or less. It kind of depends on the program, to be honest. Actually, it has 512 megs, but somehow it doesn't want to say that. And this one has a 1.3 GHz dual-core A6 processor with 1060 megs of RAM. So it has over a gig of RAM. That's quite a difference between RAM, but RAM doesn't really bother in iOS because there's just a specified amount of RAM for iOS, so it doesn't really bother, but it's more about multitasking, so you can definitely see that this will destroy this one in benchmarks. It will also destroy it in some games. Maybe I'm going to show you one or two, but you know, that's a new phone here, so I don't want to download everything. So, when this is done, I'll go to a little bit cosmetic differences. There aren't too much, and there are things I hate about the iPhone 5, I must say. So, it's, there it is. First one, 393. Was quite a lot in 2010, but not anymore. Fortunately, as you can see, 1,450. So we have an iPad 2, which has a dual-core A5, and the A5 scores, I believe, 700 something. So as you can see, the A6 is just so much faster. But you know, not everything is like speed-wise depending on. But you know, people don't want to understand that. First off, this has got the old-ass connector, which I like. You know, this, I don't know how much pin, 30 pin, I believe. You know, I have a lot of docks and iPhone accessories that work with these. And, well, the iPhone 5 has this, sorry for my language, shitty lightning connector. That's how I call this. That's the most annoying thing in the world, because if you want to buy an adapter, the adapter is like that long, then you stick it on a dock, it's gonna be like this. That's a thing I cannot stand. Also, the headphone jack on the bottom is not much of a deal because I have an iPod Touch here, which has it on the bottom too, and it's not much of a deal for me actually. But you know, all other iPhones had it the exact same position up here. So, if you don't have an iPod, it's gonna be a little deal. But, you know, always have to, like, put it in your pocket that way. Kind of stupid, to be honest. So, as you can see, it kind of got longer, obviously. You don't say. the display, they said it's a little better, but I cannot really say that it's that much better. It's actually not. It's almost the same. It really depends on brightness. If you have brightness all the way up, which I don't recommend, because the battery is gonna be dying, it's a different story. But you know, there's not that much of a deal. There's not so much different, I would say. So, the thing that I like about the iPhone 5 is the cameras. It has definitely awesome cameras compared to this one, because I have, on this iPhone here, it's an iPhone 4 too, we have poor lighting, you can't do anything with that camera. So, it's really hard to show you in a video. Maybe display one or two little images I make of some occasions. I will just say, at the back it has an HD camera, and at the front it has this ultra shitty VGA camera. I hate it. It's terrible. So the iPhone 5 has at the back the same camera as the iPhone 4S, which has a 1080p camera. Well, the 4S has still this annoying VGA camera, but this has an HD camera. And if you wonder what that blinking thing is, that's sort of a sensor. I don't know what it is. That sensor was on these ones built into the camera for some reason. Whatever, you can't even see it with your eye if you don't have a camera. But this is HD. It's very hard just to actually see in this camera here, but it's definitely a lot better. And also on verse lighting, this is a lot better. And it also has a nice feature more, and it's called panorama. But it's the wrong camera here. All right, here we go. Panorama. If you don't know what a panorama is, you just slide your phone that way. Just make a little one here. It's pretty easy with the Apple utility. There are other ones out there which do it actually fine too, but that's just built right into the camera, and that's a lot easier. So, as you can see here, that's a little panorama. Could have taken that with one photo too, but you know, just to show you. And this function is not available in the iPhone 4. Unfortunately, that's a thing I kind of miss because it's not that old. You can see there's just these two guys and nothing else here. So, there is jailbreaking, guys. You can still enable it. But I'll come to a feature that a lot of you are gonna be saying, I'll get a 4S or a 5 because of this. I actually have it running on my iPhone 4, to be completely honest. So, here, this one. This is called Siri. If you don't know what this is, you should definitely check it out. I'll just set it to German, from German to English. There we go. Siri, you're gonna say, I'm not gonna use that, it's not that useful. Can't understand that. I mean, I kind of liked it at the beginning, but then I kind of said, yeah, it's not really, you can't do everything with it. Some things you can do even faster with slow network, like here. But it's actually really useful if you want to see some movies and stuff like that. Just check out Siri review. I don't want to go too deep in this. But this has a thing that I do love. And that's just built in. It has a dictation function. That is awesome. I have your English US keyboard. And I'll just go to Siri first. Now I'm going to show you the dictation. But you can say, hello Siri. It's actually a lot faster than my iPhone 4, obviously. It has a lot better processor and everything, but how are you? You can do it the same way in your iPhone 4, so it's not that much of a deal, to be honest. I mean, I have it on my iPhone 4 via jailbreaking running, and, you know, it works just fine. So this is actually pretty useful. My dad actually loves this feature. Tomorrow I'll be buying an iMac. I know I can't afford it, but whatever. This is actually pretty accurate, as you can see. Tomorrow I'll be buying an iMac. I know I can't afford it, but whatever. As you can see, I actually talk really fast too, so it's this is a pretty useful feature, especially for people like my dad who hates these keyboards. And I still hate them, but you know, I kind of have to deal with this on any touchscreen device. But yeah, I mean, I got used to it, so I don't write so much on my phone. But this is really useful. So if you go to the iPhone 4, oh, why is it so freaking dark? That's not that much. All right. you can't, as you can see there is no dictation, and also there is no option for Siri in the preferences. There is no Siri, there's just everything else but not Siri. So I hate it that Apple says it is too slow to run it, because it's not true. I mean, I have it on my iPhone 4, it works great. So, you know, it's not really okay, I would say. So that's about this. It's actually a lot bigger if you're used to such a screen. I might have been using that for now, not this phone, but this screen size, 1 and almost 2 years now. That's just so much bigger. But you know, a lot of people have these big ass Samsung Galaxy S2s and S3s which you can go snowboarding with. They won't say this is big, but I would say it's big. It's actually, you can still use it with your finger. That's what Apple wanted. That's pretty nice. But to be honest, I mean, I kind of liked it. I really wanted to have it, and you know, but the problem with it is there's not so much new. If you're really into gaming, it's maybe a bigger deal, but it's not really that much. I've got here Slender Man. That's a game, and that has really worked brilliant on here. Really, really brilliant. It doesn't work even brilliant on an iPad too, I believe. Never tried too much indeed, but you can see it's completely fine on the iPhone 4. Just lags and terrible. But I don't have it on here, and I want to download it. It's just too much. And the same is on House of Slender, but House of Slender does work a lot better on these. And you also have to know that not every application is optimized. What I mean by that is, you know, I, for example, have this app here. This still has the 3.5-inch screen size because it hasn't been updated to the 4-inch screen. So that's kind of annoying. As you can see up there, it's not updated. So, you know, that's kind of annoying. And but mostly every other app has it optimized. For example, this Google search app here, which is actually a great alternative to Google, to Siri search. That's a lot cooler, I would say, if you have an old device and don't want to jailbreak. So, if you just want to search the web, this is a great app. It's just called Google Voice Search, I believe. So, yeah, do I recommend buying it? It's definitely worth an upgrade from a 3GS, I would say. But since the 3GS still supports iOS 6, there's, you know, if you're fine with the performance, it's up to you. And if you're fine with the form factor of the older ones, it's up to you. So, for example, this iPod Touch here is even thinner than the iPhone 5. You can see. So, you know, it's really depends. If you like the performance, if you think it's slow, just upgrade if you can. And if you think it's alright, why should you do it? I mean, now, I actually wanted this. I could have got it, but my dad loves the dictation feature, and it's not easy. I know it from my own experience. It's not easy for anyone who hasn't used the touch keyboard to get used to that. So now I actually see, I mean, it's not that much of a deal. I mean, it's a lot faster, but I don't do a lot of gaming. A thing that I miss on my iPhone 4 is the mirroring. I could have kind of understand it on the Apple mirroring, but I hated that for the reason that if you plug in VGA adapter for any monitor, it doesn't display the screen. I mean, really, it's a thing I hate, and there's not even a tweak out there to do that. I mean, that's not okay. And every 4S, every A5 and A6 model can do that, but the A4 isn't that slow anymore, or yet, I would say. So yeah, I would say, yeah, again, if you're fine with the performance, you know, screen-wise and size-wise, I think it's not that much of a deal. I mean, it's barely even bigger, to be honest. But, you know, actually, I haven't showed you the back. It's sort of aluminum. This is still glass. So, I kind of don't like this. I don't know what I did. I think that's the antenna thing, but you know, whatever. If you like it, just don't give a shit about any Android fanboys who want to say that the Samsung Galaxy S3 is better. It's maybe better, but you know, if you're fine with the OS, why should you? Why should you go to Android if you like iOS? It's the same on a Mac. Why would you go to Windows if you like the Mac and the Mac hasn't got whatever 16 core processor? You know, if you're a gamer, so well, whatever. Kind of getting off topic here, but as you can see, these are two brilliant phones. While the price point is not that brilliant on this one, but that's okay. If you know iPhones, well, they are expensive, and you know this one you can get, I believe, in the US you can get it, I believe, for free on contract. So I don't know. It's actually a really nice deal because it's still a brilliant phone. You know, even the iPod Touch 4th Gen, which is just one generation behind the newest one, still has the A4. And I'm not lying, I have Geekbench on here too. And see here. There we are. So, yeah. My long video about iPhone 5 versus iPhone 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you somewhere in the next video, I believe. Bye.